Okay, welcome. Our last class. I Tonight is a review session. I'm going to have a little bit of a spiel for about 15 minutes, and then I'll open it up for questions and concerns. Just to give you a little bit more administrative information, I have posted another grade to your grade center this afternoon, your class participation grade that has now been posted into your grade center. You have one more grade left, and that's this electrics paper. So you can see your grade average coming into this last bit of work. Now let me explain to you how I do the class participation. It's made up of three things, basically a third, a third, a third. The first third is how many classes you at least show up for, who you've been attending. Now, granted, some of you have some legitimate excuses, and that doesn't play a part into reducing points from your grade. But if you have more than 4 excuses, then it does begin to play a part of your grade for that third of attendance. The second third is your participation actively in class, either questioning or being somewhat involved, engaged in our class, or communicating with me outside of class through meeting with me in office hours, sending emails, questioning, that sort of thing. That's the second third of the class participation. And the third class participation, what is your participation and timeliness in meeting your goals, posting, making appointments. And when you make appointments, you're timely, you're professional, you let me know what's going on as far as your meeting schedule or schedule with me or anything like that. It's kind of like a professionalism deal. So I put all those together, and I come up with a class participation grade. And that's the grade I have posted in Blackboard this afternoon. So my first thing I want to talk about in regards to the electrics case today is nothing to do with the calculations, nothing to do with the numbers. It's about your presentation of your findings of the analysis of the work. And you have a variety of options of this paper. You can do a straight research-oriented paper where you, in APA format, where you say have an abstract, state your purpose of the paper, what you're trying to find out, and then you're going about doing that by answering the 9 questions, submitting your examples through your spreadsheet, and maybe incorporating some of those summaries or totals of those examples of your spreadsheet into your writing, and then concluding your paper in a format that requests or gives a recommendation to Mr. Livingston about what what the electrics company should do. That's one format. A second format is you could put it in still APA format, but you put it in a memorandum format, like you're writing a memo to Mr. Livingston. If you're a consultant or somebody who's been hired by the company to show results of a study, of research, of an analysis, and you can put it in a memorandum format to Mr. Livingston with bullet points of your answering the questions, with bullet points stressing what are the pros and cons. You could almost say you're putting into a format of a SWOT analysis or any type of analysis that we've talked about throughout the class in a memorandum format. That's another way of going about doing it. Now, some students in the past have put it into a because we've used it in class, a PowerPoint format, but I am not advising you to do that in this case. There's just too much detail, too much specifics that you have to show in your work, that the PowerPoint would just be, the best way of doing the PowerPoint would be doing slides with you introducing those slides in a recording format behind the slides. And I don't think that can be done in this case. So I'm not accepting that. So those are the two formats. And the questions 2 through 9 center around the actual analysis and the crunching of numbers. And I mentioned this in our review session on Saturday. The first question of the energy cost situation is a very important question involved with this case, because the company is deciding on making this strategy because of the market, because of the energy cost situation, because that's dictating the proper action of selecting these two sustainable type of products. And so your answer to question number 1, in whatever format you choose, sets up the paper, sets up the analysis. Why the company is doing this. In your interpretation, how much importance should be given to the energy cost situation? Well, if I'm a marketing person, or if I'm an analyst, yes, the crunching of numbers is very important, but at the same time, why am I going through this exercise? What am we trying to do? Well, we're trying to get a market. We're trying to get a hedge into our customers. We're trying to create a new product to create new revenue streams in the market. So that's question number 1. Don't take too lightly, as I said on Saturday, in your analysis. If you just give me 2 or 3 cents, oh yeah, it's expensive now to run to operate a vehicle. Not going to work. Don't make sure you spend a little bit of time on that, because that will complete the analysis of the paper once you interpret and show me their cost of money, why you should go ahead with the project and the reasons why, project cash flow, scenario sensitivity, risk analysis, why you recommend to reject or accept the project, either for both products, one product, no products. That's important. But the bottom line of this exercise is you're trying to create a new market, a new revenue stream. And that's an important indicator or important comment to make in your writing of the paper. When you get all said and done with your numbers, I think you should ask yourself this question: do these make sense? I have seen some spreadsheets that some students have sent me with an internal rate of return of 265%. Now, my first question is, really? Does that look like it's right? No. So you should ask yourself, when you get all done through the exercise, both the writing and the number crunching, is this to you, a final year MBA student, does this make sense, what I put together? Just don't get it done and send it to me saying, oh God, I hope he accepts this and I'll get an A. That ain't gonna work either. Make sure it makes sense to you. If you're giving me an internal rate of return of 50%, no, it doesn't make sense. It's too high. Apple doesn't have an internal rate of return of 50%. Either does Amazon, Tesla, a whole lot of them. So make sure when you complete the paper, you as a professional MBA student should sit back and read the document, look at your analysis and say, now, if I was Professor Hasse, does this make sense? Many times you will see that, no, I got to take another look at this. Or I got to think about this a little bit more. Give yourself time in the writing and the preparation of this work. Does it tell you it makes sense? Because I can't tell you how many times I get papers from students and it's just like, you know, it's well done, it's well crafted, but the numbers, the interpretation doesn't make sense. It doesn't fit. It doesn't fit into way you all have been trained up to this point in your academic career. Being a business student, either undergraduate or graduate, being a professional worker in an organization, being a manager of your family's finances, whatever. Sometimes you say, you know what? Our cable bill is $400 a month. Really? That doesn't make sense. Let's get the hell out of this thing. Certain things you should now in your career make sense or not. And you should have the confidence in your ability, the confidence in knowing, and here's why you're going to get some of that confidence, because many of you have given me your work and I said, okay, proceed. All right, there's your confidence. You've done it correctly. Now write about it and interpret, and in your interpretation, in your writing, are you just blah, 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 putting words out to make sure Mr. Hasse is satisfied with it? Or does it really make sense if you are Michael Livingston or you are Professor Hasse reading your work? That's a key. That's a big key. So remember that as you come into these final days of putting together your work, okay? That's an important thing to remember. Okay. Geez, we got more people here tonight than we do on a regular class. So, yeah, we do. So that's my spiel for this evening. I now open the floor up for questions. Go. Some of you might have some questions after thinking about what I just said, about the paper, about the writing, about making sense. Now remember, I'm recording this session and I will be at our office hours on Wednesday from 3 to 5 if any of you have any last minute questions or concerns. But do not send me your paper for review. I will not look at that. Send me a draft of your original analysis. Send me your WAC interpretation, calculation. That I will review. But I will not review a physical paper that you would send me. I just don't do that.
Will you review our sensitivity analysis
No.
and our risk? No?
I will not review the risk analysis.
Okay.
Once you have your base analysis approved or proceed, you're on your own.
All right.
Okay?
Yep. Oh, last question.
Peter, talk to me.
Okay, since when we ask you for explanation and you give it to us, do we have to put you as a reference in our paper?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Awesome. Cool beans.
But I have been keeping track of that. Matter of fact,
bet.
Peter, I have a notebook full of your questions. No, I'm teasing. But yes, I do put me down as a reference that I have looked over your draft, I have answered a question, whatever. That's important. That's an important reference to know.
All right.
Okay, Peter? Thank you.
Yep.
Professor Hasse?
Yes, Marianne, nice to hear from you. How's everything in Orange County?
San Diego, actually. I'm down in Carlsbad.
Close.
It's okay. I had a question about the warranty costs. So in the instructions, it was talking about that the company was providing a 5-year warranty, and after that, the customers were responsible for their own costs. They could either buy an extended warranty or not. So do we still calculate all 8 years for that extended warranty, or just the 5 that the company is responsible for?
Well, Marianne, every unit produced and sold in year 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 has a 5-year warranty. So year 8 warranty will be exactly the same as year 1 warranty.
Yeah, I got you. It makes
okay.
sense now. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Okay, good, Marianne. By the way, Marianne, are you a San Diego Padre fan?
I'm not.
Are you a
Sorry.
Mission Beach fan?
I haven't been to Mission Beach in years. I live right by the beach in Carlsbad.
Ah, trying to remember a bar that I know in Carlsbad, and I'm running a blank. I'll think about that. All right,
Okay.
Marianne, thank you. Good
Thanks.
question.
Thanks.
Let's see who we have the cameras on tonight so I can scope things out here. Even Alexandra has her camera on tonight. Holy moly, mother of... All right. Raphael is still in San Francisco. Alex, what's the deal with Shark Week? What's that all about?
My family and I just look forward to it every year. It's just
Well,
the whole week.
You know, I am not socially functional. What is Shark Week? Excuse me asking. I know people are going to laugh at me asking that question, but the only television I watch is sports and the occasional CNN broadcast if they're telling me the truth, which is very rarely true. But I don't watch what is Shark Week? What is that all about?
So it's just basically Discovery Channel hosts a full week of different. They teach you about sharks in general.
Do they
They
show
have
sharks
different
eating
shows.
people?
No,
All
but
right.
they do show sharks breaching, and Mike Tyson is in this week, so you might find interest in that one.
Have you ever seen a shark live and in color,
No,
like in its habitat?
at an aquarium if that works.
No, that's not its habitat. Have you never seen one in the ocean like?
I don't think I have. And
I
don't
have.
think I've
It's
wanted
kind of
to.
scary. I have. It's very scary. Very scary.
I can imagine.
Kind of looks like a marketing professor who's in a bad mood. And now you guys probably can't relate to that answer, but I can. Okay, good. Well, Alex, good. Alexandra, thank you. Good luck with Shark Week. Hope it works out.
Thank you.
Do you eat shark, by the way? Do you eat shark?
I don't.
It's
I
not bad.
respect them.
It's not bad. Okay. On a public relations note, this is a commercial. It'll be 15 seconds. This is a 15-second commercial. Make sure you complete your course evaluation so you can see your posted grade next week. This has been a paid commercial broadcast. Okay.
Professor, just to confirm, for the number of spreadsheets, I included the base analysis of the motor in addition to one for each controller. Now, just to confirm, am I the controllers?
I lost you the last part of your question, but let me answer it, I think, where you're headed. You should have, remember there's 2 products here. So you're going to have 2 sets of spreadsheets or tabs in your spreadsheet file. The product with the, where are my notes? CTX controller, which helps the electric motor run, and the product with the MT78 controller, which helps that motor run. Those are your 2 products. All right. It just so happens both those 2 products, the motor has the same costs in both of them. It's the controller that has the different costs that you have to come up with and do your analysis into your product. So you need to do a WAC analysis, where many of you have. There's one tab. Second tab is now you do a base analysis for CTX13. At the same time, I would also do in that same spreadsheet or in that same reign, if you want to, then copy that and do a weak analysis and then a strong analysis. So for the same product, CTX13, you will have a base analysis, you will have your weak scenario and your strong scenario. Do the same thing for the MT78, a base analysis, a weak analysis, and a strong analysis, because you're going to have to put those three into a scenario table to show me your scenario analysis for each product. Once you get that done, which probably many of you are working on now, is then you need to do a sensitivity analysis, which will be 2 tabs. One sensitivity analysis based on the average scenario for CTX13. One sensitivity analysis for the average scenario for MT78. Now, if you want to include, like we've done in class in our prior work, if you want to include the scenario and the sensitivity analysis tables all on one tab, cool, do it. But that's what I'm looking for. I don't want to go around, if I have to take my time finding what you're doing, understanding what you're doing, that's going to affect your grade. I want things laid out professionally, accurately, so I can follow your flow of thought in the case. I don't want to be going back and forth, upside down, inside out, looking for the information. That also means, and I've seen this in some of the samples sent to me, make sure you have no pennies, no decimals for dollar amounts. If I see that, you get 3 points right off the bat off. Make sure you have your internal rate of return, your profitability index, and your payback years to the 100th decimal point. I don't want whole numbers there, decimals there. Finally, make sure, I don't want to get a document that the numbers are not being shown because you haven't widened the columns to show your number. I'm seeing some when I get final results that I look at the spreadsheet and it's a bunch of hashtags because you didn't bother to widen the column when you submitted it. Very unprofessional. That's a few points off. So make sure, again, this is where I go back to what I said earlier. If you're giving this to me and you're looking at it and it's all a mess, or it's all sloppy, or it doesn't look right, make sure it looks right when you give it to me, or you're going to lose points. Does that help? Give me MBA professionalism. MBA, take pride in your work. Yes, I know a lot of you are saying, I'm never going to do this again for the rest of my friggin' life. I understand that. But you're getting an advanced degree in management. Show a little professionalism. Show that you care about the quality of your work. That's important. You ever work with somebody who's pretty smart, but does a half-assed job and looks like they're going through the motions? Do you have respect for that work? I don't. Not at all. We got a couple of faculty members at Laverne who think they're smart because they've written about 20,000 dissertations on the tsetse fly in Cambodia, and it's whack. Big deal. But you try to get a coherent sentence out of these gentlemen, it's like trying to listen to Bugs Bunny. no professionalism. That's an important thing. And you guys know this from your careers, from your job. If you do sloppy work at your company, are they going to let you get away with that for a very much longer? I don't think so. Take pride in your work. Now, if you were undergraduate students, I would give you a lot of slack here. I really would. You're under the gun. This is really the first time you're seeing a lot of this. You haven't had much experience. Okay, I'm going to give you a lot of slack. You're not going to get much slack here in this. You've had 3-4 weeks to prepare. You've had numerous sessions to ask me about the work. I'm looking for quality, professional material. You might be a little bit off, but if you're a little bit off, I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt because I can read it intelligently and follow it. It's not going to hurt your grade at all. Trust me. But if you give me numbers or interpretations that are off, that don't make sense, plus you give me sloppy work, you're doomed. So just remember that as well. See, Alex, you got me going on that. You talk about Shark Week, and I get all hot and bothered. So that's another good point that Alexandra brings up. Is Shark Week on TV tonight, Alexandra?
It is.
What time does it
8
start?
p.m.
What
8 p.m.
time?
if you want to watch it
All right, thank you.
on Discovery.
What time?
8 p.m.
Dodger game's on, sorry.
I don't blame you.
Okay. All right, so that completes that rant and rave about this paper. But some very good tips there for some of you in the audience. And I need a haircut. This is obnoxious. Okay. Anything else? Or you just want to sit there and think about what I have said, and if anything pops into your mind.
Professor Hassey?
Yes, Raphael.
Sorry, I have a question about the sensitivity analysis. I watched your video on YouTube on Saturday. The two variables we look at are from question 7, right?
That's correct. And I might have misspoke a little bit on Saturday. And let me go over that again, Raphael. I kind of misspoke a little bit because I was thinking maybe a little bit too fast. But the question 7 says, use the average demand scenario to evaluate the sensitivity of the project's net present value with respect to sales price of the electric motor, the sales price, which we all know in our, I'll even give you this because it's not that a secret. The sales price under the average scenario is $9,200. There's one variable you got to change. The percentages are in your rubric. And then this is the second one, is the one that's going to make you got to think a little bit. The second one is the cost of the controller. Now, the cost of the controller is made up of two costs: installation and the controller, and the warranty. So you got to think a little bit about that one. But that's what I'm looking for. Those are the two numbers that you're taking the percentages given to you in the rubric. The selling price, which is $9,200, and the cost of the controller is your other variable, which is, don't remember, the average demand scenario. That's what you're doing. The cost of the controller is made up of two items. One item is there given to you in the case. The other item, you're coming up with it in your analysis. You put those two together, there's your second sensitivity variable. Does that help?
Yeah, so there's 2, okay.
Yeah, thanks, Russ.
Okay.
And I'm kind of misspoke about that a little bit, or made it a little bit confusing on Saturday's review, because I went back through it and looked at it and I go, what kind of marbles did you have in your mouth there, Hassey? Can make a little bit more sense there. Okay, Marianne has given me, yes, Marianne has given me a chat question. Marianne says, I watched the review session. I just want to make sure I am not confused. The debt and equity percentages should be and Marianne, you are right. Okay?
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. So I don't want to see, here's Mr. Hassey on his soapbox again. I don't want to see when you give me your tab for sensitivity analysis, I don't want to see tables that have been set up from prior work that we've done in class that you're using as a template. If you're using the template from the prior class, I don't want to see WAC. I don't want to see variable cost. I just want to see in your table for sensitivity 2 numbers: selling price per unit and the cost of the controller per unit. Thank you. And if you can't find the percentages of deviation are located in your rubric in the case. Nostrovia. Wendy Lester, you're awful quiet this evening. What's going on?
Just taking notes. Fine.
Is everything okay?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. You know, if you don't want to speak up, you can send me a chat question and that's no problem.
Professor, you said you only want to see the sales price and the cost of the controller in the risk analysis?
I do. That's what question 7 says. Elizabeth, you okay? I saw you earlier. There you are. Elizabeth, you okay?
Yes, I'll send you a message right now.
Oh, you send me an email or a chat?
A chat.
Oh. Haven't seen it then. Oh, there's your chat. Oh, it's from Teresa, my old buddy. Teresa writes, sorry, Professor Hassey. Don't say you're sorry. That gets me mad. That's a pet peeve. No question is sorry. All questions are good. You don't have to apologize for a question. Oh, no, but that's all right, Teresa. One last time, you do not want the WAC in the sensitivity analysis. I do not want the WAC. I want 2 items. Question 7, page 4 of the case. Your one variable is the selling price per unit, and your one variable is the cost of the controller. Those are the 2 sensitivity variables, Teresa. Teresa, anything I should know about what's going on at the College of the Canyons? Any gossip I should know about?
I don't think it's any gossip. It's just that we're kind of closed throughout the rest of this year. We're going remote, not closed, we're remote.
Right.
And then, so us full-time classified employees, we're supposed to start going back soon, but I I don't think the negotiations are going well.
It's because you're unionized, is that correct?
Yes.
Ah,
So I think there's been some fallout. So we still don't know what we're doing.
are you, many of you being furloughed?
No.
Okay,
So the chancellor hasn't done layoffs since the 80s, and she doesn't want to start. And she's really proud of not having to ever lay anybody off. So she's trying to stick to that.
now is this Chancellor, you mean the University of Laverne grad?
Mm-hmm.
What's her name again?
Diane Van Hook.
Aha. She a nice lady or she mean?
I've heard both ways.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you don't have, you're kind of not, you're not directly any involvement with her, correct?
No, she has kind of like a team of VPs, like
Oh,
that she kind of deals with.
suits,
Yeah.
suits.
Yeah.
Ass kissers. Yeah, know all about those guys.
Yeah.
All right, thanks, Teresa.
You're
So
welcome.
yes, no whack, Teresa, okay?
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
That's a good question. Paulina, you're talking, but I don't hear you, dear.
Sorry, I have my earphones. Can you hear me now?
Sounds like you're in a cave, but go ahead.
Or I'll just send it through the chat. That's probably better if you can't hear me.
Yeah, why don't you do that? A little bit easier for you. Okay, Paulina. In regards to the sensitivity analysis, can you explain more about the second variable of the cost of the controller? So it needs to include the adjustment of price, installation, and warranty costs for just 1 year. You know, Paulina, I can't, this is on you. Now, I already said that you know the cost of controller per the exhibit for the CTX 13 is $1,280 plus $90 a year for 5-year warranty. The MT78 is $1,260 with $100 a year for 5 years for their warranty. You have to combine those two calculations or numbers into your variable for the sensitivity. I think that's all I can say. Okay. And I just probably told you more than I wanted to, but that's all right. As long as you do it, that's fine.
Do we need to have a section or a special tab for that calculation regarding the controller and the warranty?
Probably would be wise in the tab that you designate as your sensitivity analysis. It'd probably be wise for me to see that.
All right.
You've probably already done it. If you determined the warranty already for your analysis, you've already done it. You've probably combined the motor and that together. Just peel off the motor out of that and you'll be in good shape. Bad choice of words, peel off, but that, I think you get my drift. Yeah, if you you guys don't have to stick around if you don't want to. You can leave. I'm going to record this right to the very end. So if you're more than welcome to stay, but if you want to leave, you're not going to miss anything by just, so I don't want to hold you up on any of the other plans you might have for the evening. But you're more than welcome to stay and listen in.
Thank you, Professor Hassey.
Teresa, it's been a pleasure. Hope to see you or talk to you again, okay? And if anything you need, you always let me know.
Thank you. I did my course evaluation too. So
Oh, good.
Good
Good.
to
I
go.
appreciate that. Thank you.
thank you so much. We'll see you soon.
All right. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, Marianne. Hope I got some more chats. It's probably just people saying goodbye. Yeah, Wendy's splitting. She's got to go to the, have a couple of beers now. There's goes Wendy.
That's a good idea. I'll do that too.
Joe Robles, you look like a beer drinker. Have a couple of cocktails on me.
You got it. Thank you.
All right. I'll talk to you guys later, okay? Take care.
You too.
Okay, Paulina. See ya. See ya, Joey. Adios.
Professor Hassey, thank you for the great term.
Raphael, thank you. It's been a pleasure. You're a good student. All of you are good
Likewise.
students. Take care of yourself.
Thank you. You too.
See you down
Thanks,
the road.
guys. See you down the road.
There's Peter. He's hanging on. Peter, come on now.
Yeah.
More questions. Come at me.
No, I
You're doing pretty good, buddy. You're doing good.
you said that we don't have to create a graph.
You don't have to if you don't want to.
If I don't want to,
It
would I?
would make your paper look a little bit more professional by sticking that graph in your paper. That would be kind of cool, but you're not going to lose points if you don't have a graph. You'll gain
All right.
points. You'll gain points if you have a graph. You won't
All right.
lose any points.
All right,
Fair enough?
fair enough.
Send me a check, certified check for $1,000. You'll get all the points you want. A certified check. You'll get all the points you need. Other than that, just do the best you can. That's all I ask.
All right, you
All right,
take
Peter.
care.
I'll be around this week. You need anything?
All righty.
See ya.
Bye-bye.
See ya, Vivian. Thank you. Daisy, it's been a pleasure. Hang in there. Keep chugging away.
Thanks.
Bye, Tiffany. Bye, Yarima. It's down to Elizabeth, my old buddy. It's her and me now. What's going on, Elizabeth?
It's just me. I sent you my email earlier, and I just, my calculations are wrong, so I tried it as I'm here before we get off. Is this just to you? Yeah. Is that right now?
What's that? I'm sorry, I didn't hear the last question.
Oh, I sent you the debt and the equity.
You want me to take a look at it?
Yeah, I just
Well-
sent it to you privately. Sorry.
You
I
sent it
didn't
to
want
me?
to, in a message right here in the
Oh.
Zoom message. Sorry.
Oh, I didn't see it. I did. Oh, yeah. And I said, you were, now that you're by yourself, yes, you are exactly right.
Okay, just want to make sure I didn't speak out loud.
Yeah,
Because
you're
I
fine.
calculated, in my email, you said I calculated my cost of debt incorrectly, right?
Right.
But my cost of equity was okay? Ooh,
No,
I guess
I can't, to be perfectly honest with you, I can't remember. Sorry. I've
no,
seen,
don't be sorry.
I've seen so many, I lose track. All I know is that now what you've showed me tonight, your percentages are exactly right.
Okay, all right.
You want to
Yeah,
send
I
it to
was-
me? If you want to send it to me again, please do.
Yes, I'm gonna send it to you again, and I'll probably see you on Wednesday again. So yeah, I'm working on this. Okay. All right, Professor, thank you so much.
Okay. We'll see you
Thank
later.
See you later. Have a great evening.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye.